I am Constance Okollet from Tororo. Tororo is in the east part of Uganda, just at the border of Kenya and Uganda. Now I have a small group. Actually, now it is not small because it has 1,200 small groups in it, more than 5,000 people in it, farmers. And I'm the chairperson of that network. And the network is called Osukuru United Women Network. They work around food security, health, tree planting, and education. And around agriculture, we have the savings and credit. We have the food production. We produce food and for food and for surplus. So then the surplus we sell for our basic requirements because we rely on agriculture for everything. You get school fees, you get health problems, you are sick, you have to do with what? To sell the food that you have and pay for the fees or for the other things, other basic requirements. And it is like from 2007, that is when we started the organization, and we do a lot of advocacy on climate change issues. This network has made people strong on the ground because at first, when climate change had just started, okay, it was happening, we didn't know, but that time, 2007, it was worse. When it happened, people had to leave their homes, they come to the high levels, high where there's not low, but high. So they live there. Then people leave their villages. Villages are washed. Now, when we were cold, because there was diarrhea had broken in the where like people were taking refuge, that's where we started saying, but what is this? Can we manage? Can you manage at a individual level? No. Can we come up with a group? Yes. What do we do? Constance, you started it. Be the chairperson. Fine. Who is the next? Then we came up with the committee. Then we started spreading the words. Then we started the issue of home improvement campaigns. Now, the home improvement campaigns is to prepare homes before the disaster comes out. Because it's like we are in a dry season. It's a dry spell. What do? We walk, we visit homes. Are you fine? Do you have a pit latrine? Do you have a good compound? Do you have a road to your home? Do you have a strong house? Because there are those ones with weak houses when floods come. Though it is a mudded house, but let it be strong. Do you have a kitchen? Do you have animal houses? Do you have a plate rack? Because those are some of the things when floods come and the sickness enters. So we move around doing that campaigns, and at the end of the day, you find people benefiting out of it because most people now don't move out from their homes. They just stay within their homes, even if the land is soaked or the floods are there. But they just stay within and they build trenches around their houses so the water goes. And it is helping and it is working. And we do again tell them about tree planting. What do we do about tree planting? Plant any tree that can help you. Because these days we don't have firewood. The forests are over. You can't get firewood to cook. You walk for a long distance to look for firewood, to look for water. Now what we do is say, can you plant any tree? The tree that you plant will help you for food, for cooking, for shade, for the oxygen, and many other things, because we need those trees. It will help us pull the rains so that we have enough rain. It will help us suck off most waters when it comes to rainy season floods, it will help us in soil erosion. When it comes to windy season, because the soils are carried, it will help. So many issues surrounding one. And then when we talk about the clean energy, say now we don't have firewood. What can we do about this? Let us have the cook stove. The cook stove is just something flat like this, but with the two holes. This one for the main meal, then this one for your vegetables. So you put 1 or 2 sticks and it cooks both, other than the 3 stones. That will take a lot of fuel, flame, and you inhale it and then you get cough, the eye and everything. But it is helping and it is working. My success is more people are now joining our network. More people now admit, they agree with what we are saying, with what we are doing, because they are seeing the results, they are seeing the outcomes. And the challenges is like, we are doing this on our own. And it is a bit heavy for us in terms of mobility, because you have to move from this end, like how many, like 5 miles away. You need money, there's no money, you have to go, and the other group is calling you, come and help, maybe on bookkeeping, maybe because we train them on bookkeeping and many other things. Can you please come and check our group? So you have to go, because you have to motivate them. So we don't have that. And the paperwork, with bringing out reports, what you have to struggle and get funds for bringing out the paperwork. And how about the facilitators? We call them the volunteers. These volunteers don't have any fund, but what we do, we tell them, they go out. When they are out, during to teach about savings and credit, during the time of sharing, there's the dividend. Now, out of the dividend, they are given something small for at least to push them move around. So our main challenge is the equipment for quick opening, the seeds, the training, the capacity building of members, because we have, our land is so fertile, but it is now going off slowly. But we want those trainings that can boost our land, like compost manure training, mulching, irrigation system. So all those skills, we don't have them. And you find that we are trying on our own. And the government, when we go to them, they only have one extension worker at the sub-county. So that extension worker has also a lot of work to do, that she cannot manage the whole. Because in my group, I may call her, the other side they may call her, and she may end up not coming. Yeah, those are our challenges. Okay. But to tell you the truth, people are appreciating and joining up with us and moving with us. That one now comes to gender. We started as a women group. By that time, when we started, women were not even allowed to speak, to talk, to do what? No, you are there at home, do everything at home. It is the men to talk, to decide, to do decision making in a home. But from the time we started, we partnered with the police, there's the family unit, there's an organization called Mifumi, That one talks about the home also. Then when we joined, we started telling them about what a woman can do, what a man can do. Now this thing has come. What can we do together? Now we started working together in decision making, even at government level. We go, like when they're calling a meeting today, we go. You find most women these days go for those meetings, and they say, no, here we want water, there we want maybe a school, more classes for our children. So there's that involvement in decision making by the women. And now my group, most people, the men, the youth, the disabled, they all, when they tell me that there's going to be a meeting somewhere, I call the leaders mobilize them, and you'll find that the meeting is full, and it is full participation by all the members, and you'll find that those are the things even the government will implement, from their decisions at local level. And at my level, I call them in the AGM, annual general meeting. We sit, we tell them up to where we've reached, where next, and they say, what do we want? They were the ones who suggested about the plows and oxen, because it helps them to open and bring in the money for the home and take some money for their savings. And you'll find them moving. And indeed, with the small savings group, the women are now improving. They also now have money in their pockets, because they know, I'm going to sell this small fish. They are small fish. We call it omena in our language. They are small like. So they sell the tomato, that fish, the onions, they put there. People come and buy. So the difference, they save. I mean, what they get out of it, they save. They buy paraffin, and then the capital they gain by. So there's a lot of change in my community. Food is expensive, because when people bring out, the season comes, either you'll get you will harvest, or you will not harvest. And for the people who will harvest, they will sell almost everything, maybe for school fees, for their health, to buy maybe uniform for the child. At the end of the day, it's off. Then you begin buying. Then when you buy, it is more expensive than when you sold it. So it is a bit difficult for a local woman to live with the situation now. And when it comes to water, it's also a long distance they walk to look for water during dry season. They don't, when they move, they reach either the borehole, because these wells, the protected wells, dry up all. So they look for where the boreholes are. So you will find a queue, a line. Women seated, children seated, men seated, you wait for your turn. So that one is another challenge for those women. It's a problem. If we could get assistance from the developed countries, they come, they help these people. Okay, they're already adopting with their situation, but they need a push. If they can be pushed up to a certain level, they can change faster than they are changing, but slowly. The ways that things are being done, it may not bring development in my. Okay, let me represent my community. The way things are being done, it may not represent my community, or it will not bring development in my community. Because like you have funds, you want me to apply. I don't know how to have the good papers, then you will not accept my application because I don't know how to do it. And at the grassroots, I'm doing something very good and very right. But people don't see that. But people see the papers, the good papers that people do, people write. Because there are some people who go to universities, get diplomas, degrees, masters on proposal writings. So those are some of the things that will not bring development in my community and other communities like mine. And I was just saying, I've been saying that if a person wants to help a certain community like me, just come. When you come, I take you around. You see what we are doing. You see how we do our accountability, because we don't have the full cash book. We write every activity, is cost, how much it costed, and we total up. We give a narrative report on how we used that money, and we put it there. So you will see how our cash flow goes. It's simple, but it's right. So that one is a problem. Now, if the resilient is about the resilient, if things are done in the correct way, those people will not go back and say, oh, we are getting poor, we are doing this. Or they will be fine if they are given all the requirements they need. You will find even if climate change is there, they will be doing what? They will be happy. Though the drought will be long and whatever, but they will be having the food. They will be having the water. If a borehole is dug for them, they will be having the water. They are now planting their own trees. They will be having the firewood. They will be having the shade. The heat that is there, it will reduce. So many things to be done.